Hello, chat. So today is a little bit different from my regular videos. So today I'll be going over our performance for a month. So currently, for the past 4 weeks, we've been tracking, not we, but I've been tracking the data. So live alerts, we would have net 150 R, as you can see on the screen, and it has been 50 closed trade. We have won 19, lost 31. The win rate is 38%. Profit factor is 5. So this data tracking, it is date from June 25th to July 23rd. Yeah, that's about it. Now, each trade that taken, you will be risking 1 R, and manually, you will get a 10 R return based on the outcome. So based on the outcome, if you lose a trade, you'll lose 1%. If you win a trade, you'll gain 10%. That's the simplest term. Well, I am just getting into the stage of tracking my data, reviewing it. So, I mean, profit factor, which profit factor is very much high from my understanding, but like I said, I don't know much about profit factor. But I guess based on my understanding, profit factor would be majority of the time when I lose, and when I win, I gain 5% more than my losses. So approximately 3R is the expectancy per alert. And I'm gonna show some result in a few. So right now, if we go over the frequency of the alert, so at the moment I expect 12 alerts per week. So we're gonna put it at average 10 to 15. But for now, I would have a base model of 10. I would say that would be the sweet spot. So opportunity per day, it would be 2 to 3 opportunity per day. And again, it's over a course of 4 complete weeks data tracking. And the date would be from June 25th through July 23rd, which today is the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And now I'll be going over some more stuff. Okay. So the performance so far is looking okay. I'm not gonna complain. And it's something that I need to outline. So let me get off this for now. Let's get off this and put it on the trading view chart. Okay. So whenever someone see, or if you're not familiar with trading, for an advanced trader, I know you would understand. So 38% win rate with a system like this is not bad, but to some viewers, it may look bad. And I'm going to go in detail why it is not bad. So a system that has a low win rate, high return, that's very good. So remember, for the past 4 weeks, we have net 150 R with that low win rate. So the win rate doesn't really matter when you have a system that produces a high return. Now, these alerts, they were sent from the 1 hour time frame and the 4 hour time frame. So for the 1 hour time frame, there has been 38 closed, 14 wins, 24 losses. The win rate is 36. And the net R for the 1 hour time frame would be 113. The profit factor would be 5. Again, the profit factor for the 1 hour, that's great. Going to the 4 hour time frame, 12 trades has been closed, 5 wins, 7 losses. So touching on the wins and losses, for someone that's just getting into trading, they would look at it as losing so much is very bad for a system. But again, it's not depending on the type of system you use, such as mine, which is a high return, low win rate. So the winner is gonna always outperform the losers at the end of the day. So going back to the 4 hour win rate is 41%. The sample is very small, so we're gonna still track for the next 2 months. That's gonna make a full quarter. Profit factor for the 4 hour is 6. Again, that's great. So at the moment, I have two visual entry, not two visual entry. I have two entry models. So I use a visual entry and I use a buffer as well. So if I look for a good trade, so we're gonna use this one for example. So this trade was July 26th. So you can see right here it says 8.5. So that is the buffer, and the white area would be the visual entry. So for this trade, it played out as the buffer. So price react from the buffer. So what do I mean is the algo, it prints the visual entry, which is the white line, and then you would measure a 8.5 buffer, and that would be your entry for the second model. Now, whenever I enter, so it's going to be something like this. So we're risking 1R, or we would say 1%. So being that I'll be entering two trades, I'll just cut it into two. So entry one would be 1%. And we're going to put entry one. Then entry two is going to be 0.5% again. So at the end of the day, if both entry fails, we'll still lose 1% total. So regardless of the outcome, the loss will always be 1% regardless. So let's see, what else should I go over, walk you guys through. So I explain how the result, our score, which is 1% split into two. And I break down the 1 hour and 4 hour difference. So I'm gonna show more in depth, which is the tool. So for this particular trade, we're gonna use this again for example. So right here, so this would be exit profit. So the white line, the green line, I should say, is exit profit. And then I'm gonna put a arrow, gonna stretch it out, and that would be our visual entry, which is entry one. And then we're gonna put this one at the 8.5 for our buffer entry two. So whenever you're taking a trade, this is how you would take a trade. The visual entry one, the buffer entry two, and then exit for profit would be at that green area. And I need to outline right there would be our SL. So for those that don't know what SL mean, you're gonna put the full. So that would be your stop loss. Now I'm gonna make it clearer as well. So I'm going on a fresh chart where there isn't any alert. Not alert, any marking. So I'm looking for a perfect example. All right, so right here we have a perfect example. So right here, this is the visual entry that the algo prints. So entry 1, and then we would measure a 8-pip buffer like this, 8.5. Let's lock that. And then this would be our buffer entry 2. And then the red line would be our stop loss. And the green line would be our exit profit. So on this particular trade, you could see the algo, it prints right there. So right there would be the entry. So this trade played out from the visual entry and going for a 1 to 10. So you could see 10. So we risk 1% and we would have made 10% on this particular trade. You could see price went for more. So depending on how greedy you are, you would have got more. So if you take it all the way up there, that would be a 1 to 24 trade. So yeah, that's about it for the breakdown. I don't think, I don't think I missed anything. So try to keep it short and spicy. So until next month, I'll see you guys in another video.